so that your austerity does not work against you. So that your austerity programs against the poor don't work against you. You know that people have the innate spirit of survival. And if you try to destroy these people all at once, they're going to come together. So you can't do that. So you must slow kill them until they're down to a manageable number. And that's why you have your FEMA camps, your camps abroad all through the earth. That's why you have the NSA, your fusion centers. That's why you have your incinerators in black neighborhoods. That's why you made the majority of your funeral homes get crematories. When in the black neighborhoods, there was no cremation at first. And that's why you've been censoring us, because we know, and we're going to tell it. We've told it before, and we're going to tell it real time. Finish reading.
The only people who will leave this party enriched will be the private security industry, who will tout the peace as their personal accomplishment, encouraging more of the global 1% to get more guards, more walls, and more separation from the great unwashed. There is no reason that the Olympics have to be this way. There is no reason that an international celebration of sports, particularly sports more diverse than our own typical high-carb diet of football, baseball, basketball, and more football, can't take place without drones and aircraft carriers. There is no reason athletes from across the globe can't join together and showcase their physical potential. But the Olympics aren't about sport anymore than the Iraq War was about democracy. The Olympics are not about athletes, and they're definitely not about bringing together the community of nations. They are a neoliberal Trojan horse aimed at bringing in business.
It's a Trojan horse aimed at doing what?
Bringing in business.
Bringing in business.
And rolling back the most basic civil liberties. In many ways, this is what the games have been, from Hitler's Berlin Olympics in 1936 to the slaughter of students in 1968 in Mexico City.
Exactly. It's a political football. Go ahead.
To the gang sweeps in Los Angeles in 1984. To Beijing's mass displacement. When you had your list of past Olympics saying, about this is what the games have always been. You left off the list of the 1972 Summer Olympics Games in Munich and the murder by terrorists of a group of Israeli athletes at the games. Why exactly did you leave those games off your list? Why? That kind of thing is what London organizers are trying to prevent happening this year. They are not to blame for the fact that the potential for that kind of thing or similar terrorism exists in this day and age.
And that is crystal clear, and you cannot deny it. That's what they have. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is not something we thought of. This is what they have. Everything in this article is what they have in London as we speak, real time. The question is why? Well, that brings us to this document that I looked into. And when the document was sent to me, I'm like, okay. And I thank the brothers who have sent it to me. I thought it was something that probably somebody made up, put Rockefeller on it or whatever, you know. But then I go to the website, RockefellerFoundation.org, and type in PDF under the search. And it so happened they have this document on the RockefellerFoundation.org site, and I downloaded it and printed it from there. Instead of getting it from where somebody else sent it to me, I went to their site and actually printed it, and I couldn't believe what was in it. Now, this document was published in March of 2010. I need y'all to actually document that and understand the importance of that day. On page 34 of the document, You wouldn't believe what's on here. On page 34 of this document, I need, under hack attack, page 34. And this document was made in March 2010. I need you to read under hack attack what it says there.
It says hack attack. An economically unstable and shock-prone world in which governments weaken, criminals thrive, and dangerous innovations emerge. Devastating shocks like September 11th, the Southeast Asian tsunami of 2004.
Devastating shocks like September 11th, which we know they pulled the towers. That was a theater right before the people, letting them know that I can kill you and there's nothing you can do about it. It had nothing to do with Al-Qaeda, it had nothing to do with bin Laden. Bin Laden was never charged for some Twin Towers. That was the war against the American people. That was the beginning of the war against you. From Satan, the Pentagon, the five-pointed star. And now, don't think that it's just the Pentagon, because brothers and sisters, they have accomplished their satellites out in space. They worship the fallen angels, and they got their satellites in the same course as the fallen angels watching you. So this weaponry is not just terrestrial or on your terrain. This thing is from space. Finish reading.
The Southeast Asian tsunami of 2004 and the 2010 Haiti earthquake.
And the 2010 Haiti earthquake, read.
Had certainly primed the world for sudden disasters, but no one was.
So it says these things have primed you for certain disasters. So it's getting you used to seeing mass death and not react to it. And in a normal society, if you see mass death, normally it would affect you personally, but not if you were on schedule with their programming. They've given you movies with serious fatalities. They've come up with games for children with high crime and all those things, and shooting and all that, and having you see death and receive it on a virtual level to the point where you've been desensitized. Read.
But no one was prepared for a world in which large-scale catastrophes would occur with such breathtaking frequency.
Go ahead.
The years 2010 to 2020 were dubbed the Doom Decade for good reason.
So they speak it in real time. It says the years 2010 to 2020 were dubbed the what?
The Doom Decade.
So they've already named the Doom Decade that's not even over with yet. 2020 is not here. Read.
For good reason. The 2012 Olympics.
Then it says
bombing,
the 2012 Olympics bombing,
which killed 13,000.
Which killed 13,000. Read.
Was followed closely by an earthquake in Indonesia.
Was followed closely by an earthquake in Indonesia. Now, here's the problem. The 2012 Olympics is not here yet. But it's in a document from the Rockefeller Foundation that was published March 2010. Now, I don't know what's up with this. Okay? I'm just giving you the information as it comes. Then they said how many people died in the Indonesia earthquake?
40,000.
40,000. But the Indonesia earthquake haven't happened yet. To let you know that they have control of some of these disasters. The majority of them are not organic. They're not natural. They're not natural disasters, brothers and sisters. They are digging into the ground under the fault line, causing seismic shifts. They have purposely put nuclear plants on fault lines to radiate people and cause cancer and to kill off many. There's no such thing as safe radiation. This is what Christ was warning us against. earthquakes in diverse places. He was telling us they will be using these weapons against his elect in the last days. Not earthquakes coming organically that the Most High is creating, that Satan and his military and his world army is using against those who can see, and to depopulate the earth, and to stop the children of Israel from rising as a people. Read on.
It says, a tsunami that almost wiped out Nicaragua.
Then after that, a tsunami that will wipe out Nicaragua. Or you thought the tsunami in Japan was organic? So happened to be water to come right there on a power plant that was on a fault line? You thought that was natural? And Japan at the same time was fighting against the UN's attack or their allegiance against the Middle East? It's not organic. They have the weaponry. Within the last year, there have been seismic activity all on the East Coast of America. Loud explosions that your news would come on and say, well, listen, that ain't nothing. That was just, we don't know what it was. They're blowing things underground, causing seismic activity. They will destroy the fault line, the Madrid fault line within the United States. They will. What's after that?
And the onset of the West China famine caused by a once in a millennium drought linked to climate change.
Climate change. They know that climate change is a joke.